Hi guys, Barry Trumley here, and I know, it's been quite a while since you last seen me here at this chair. Here anyway, I have posted a new video before, but it was in a different series there, and also kind of a spin-off there of my lore. But anyway, new series aside let's just get right into this there. I am here to do the review of episode 200 of Death Battle, aka Ruby Rose versus Maka Albarn. Wait a minute, I thought it was Ash versus Yugi. And yes, I will talk about that later, after the episode review, of course. But right now, let's get ourselves this review going. Okay, so first off, the analysis is there. Both were pretty good there. They were about as good as an analysis for a character I have no idea who they are, or a series I have never watched before, and I'm probably never going to watch it again in my life. So that's a positive for them. Anyway, let's get on to the fight there. The fight starts off with Ruby and Maka walking down the street looking for Ruby, and I just don't know who because somebody put a wanted sign on her head for some reason. I don't know why, I don't know. I really don't know why, but I don't like surprises. I guess I kind of do. The point is let's get on with this there. And then after that we done ourselves one of the best lines inside the entire video where Ruby says that Maka and Soul are boyfriend and girlfriend, which, to be honest is pretty darn funny. It caught me there, and I was bursting laughing there. That is a funny joke. And that's how shipping works. Rip and ship, baby, rip and ship. Anyway, after the shipping line is done we then get ourselves what mainly makes up the entire bulk of the episode of them just trading blows with scythes. Just throwing it there and there and there and there, and then doing that for a couple times with Ruby also getting into a pedal burst and using her scythe as a sniper rifle to start blasting. That usually just happens, but that's usually just the bulk of the episode there's not really that much going for it there's also this one scene where Ruby drowns Maka in a tornado of rose petals and the big giant slash from Maka afterwards was pretty good But apart from that there's not really else to talk about in Scythe Duel, Ruby gets hits Maka with the anti-gravity blast dust which puts Maka in place. And then we get to see Soul put on some drip and getting ready to play the piano, which is where the Japanese lyrics of the song they come in the track of Ruby vs. Maka is good, don't get me wrong but the Japanese these lyrics just really threw me for a loop because if you couldn't tell, I don't speak Japanese. It's kind of obvious Do I look like I have a katana? Well, I do, but do I look like I wear... Well, do I look like I have a flag of what looks like a red sun coming up all over a white beach? No, of course not. Anyway, back on topic of that after Maka gets sniped in the face, we didn't get ourselves a black bud No, I almost forgot we also get to see where Maka just punches Ruby in the face a couple times until Ruby gets fed up with it and points a gun at Maka's face, which I gotta admit is kind of fun. See? Isn't this funny, guys? Isn't this funny? Laugh! Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get... After that we then get also another Scythe Duel, as well as another close, as Maka announcing what remnants and dust is then after that with Ruby's final line which, to be honest I don't really get the whole build up of It's too cheery and not big and impactful enough for me It's just kind of boring. Anyway, after that there, we then get a solo Baggio, which stops Ruby there, and then we get the screen in black there. And then, oh my god, there, Ruby Silver Eyes kick in there at the final moments of the battle there. They're blasting the lights there. Lights there right at our faces there, like a goddamn flashbang grenade. There, and then after that there, we then get ourselves covering Maka there, and well, Maka just runs through it there and cuts Ruby in half. But we then also get ourselves a whole bunch of rose petals there flying over the screen there, and Ruby's scythe there landing perfectly on the rooftop there near the Ruby Moon, which I have to admit is a pretty good scene. Not gonna lie. Anyway, there, before we start talking about the next time there, which is gonna be coming out tomorrow. Because I was lazy, and the spark of making this video there only came in there at the last possible second. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about episode 200 there. The episode Ruby vs. Maka was. And the episode that Ash vs. Yugi wasn't. Okay, let's be real there. Ruby vs. Maka does not fit the bill of a milestone episode at all. And you probably might be wondering, besides, figuring out what does and doesn't make a milestone episode there is a little hard to do. Some say it's a legacy matchup there, has been requested a lot there, but ever since Goro vs. Machamp came along there, that category has been gone there. But if you ask me personally of what makes a milestone episode there, it's what they can do with it there. Doku versus, with matchups like both Doku versus Superman, with episodes with Doku versus Superman 1 and 2, who alongside Mario versus Sonic, Rocket versus Stitch, and Macho Man versus Kool-Aid Man all do in spades there, because both of the characters there have themselves a lot of abilities and skills to work with, which leads to a lot of possibilities and in debate there which the fight could do. Anyway, with only Power Rangers versus Voltron there and Goro versus Machamp there possibly not really fitting that bill well. But even then, there, Machamp being a Pokemon there means he has a lot of abilities to work with there, which overshadows Goro's lackluster set there. And the Power Rangers vs. Voltron there, while not have that much under their belts there, still had themselves abilities when combined there, gets them into double digits. Ruby versus Maka? They both have scythes. There is also Dust for Ruby and Silver Eyes in that Petal Burst there. Maka has Black Blood, the Soul of Baggio, and the Black Blood Dress, and that's about it. 8. Not that bad, but still does not fit the bill there for being a milestone episode there. But now let's take a look at Ash vs. Yugi, a matchup which was supposed to be the 200th episode. And if you couldn't tell there about why I like Ash vs. Yugi, and you'll know there that there are just so many possibilities for it there. With all the monsters and beings there each of them have there, with each of those beings there and monsters having separate sets of abilities across them there, it just adds to the amount there of what will happen there. And the fact there that Ash only has 6 Pokemon there, means that they have to do a lot of thinking about who to bring in and who not to bring in. Except for Pikachu and Greninja. Those two are definitely 100% guaranteed to be in the battle when it does happen. But apart from those two, it's all up in the air. So, the question is, why is Ash vs. Yugi not the 200th episode there? And the reason why it was not there is actually kind of noble. They wanted to spend more time with it. They wanted to leave it in the oven just for a little bit longer there until it was fully ready there to be seen by the public. And despite me being a big Ash vs. Yugi fan, I understand. Am I bummed that Ash vs. Yugi didn't happen in that episode 200? Yes, very much so. Oh, but I'm willing to wait there to get something there which is really good there and so close to perfection there it can almost taste it there. Then having a matchup there which was kind of rushed there. I want to get as far away from Animation Rewind's Ash vs. Yugi as physically possible. Oh, so having it wait just a little bit longer there just seems like a good idea for me. As for Ruby vs. Maka there, it was probably going to be episode 201 there, but since Ash vs. Yugi had to spend a little bit more time, I'm there as the creators and writers had to get some more time cooking with it there. It had to get up there to bat there to prove to everybody there. And it did decently there. I mean, Ruby vs. Maka is definitely a 7 out of 10 there, which is kind of just like the mid-road for me there. Anyway, let's see the next time there. And the next time is Blade versus Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And oh boy, I was not expecting that one. Like, at all. Oh, and most importantly there, it's the live action battle. Oh, yeah, that's definitely something I was not expecting. I also kind of find it funny. I mean, episode 100 there, the episode before episode 100, it was Nightwing versus Daredevil, which was a live action battle there. And now here, the episode after episode 200, there is Blade versus Buffy, which is a live action battle, which is kind of ironic. I kind of like it. Anyway there, here's hoping Blade vs. Buffy does not suffer through the same fate there as the other two live-action matchups that Deathfall has done there. With mediocre deaths there, which you can barely tell, which you'll probably be saying, wait, that killed him? What? This is going to be a tough one there, because both of them have themselves a lot to work with there, but I'm thinking maybe Buffy there. But then again, I think that might be my side there. I'm pretty sure that might be my impact of Ghost Rider vs. Spawn there. They're influencing me there, going with the character, which is not owned by the big comic company. There, which has a lot of things going for it there. Whatever, because as a little person there might be able to pull it off there. And well, I mean, since it's coming out tomorrow, I guess we won't have to wait too long for it to come out. Anyway there, I think that's all for me there. So, I'm glad to be back there in this chair there and room there. And now it's time for me to end this thing. And remember, my name is Barry Tremblay, and I'm not extinct just yet.